Dear students, welcome to Beat Oxygen Academy. GTU has declared MCQ mock test for diploma, degree and pharmacy student. It is very important to prepare for it. This video will have MCQ question for mock test preparation for the subject Fundamentals of Software Development, or you can say Software Engineering. There will be total 30 MCQ questions. So if you are a student of computer, IT or ICT branch of diploma or degree, this will be very helpful for you for preparing to mock test. So watch this video till the end and correct answer of questions are also revealed. So let's get started. So our first question is, what are the characteristics of a software? Software is developed or engineered and not manufactured, does not wear out, can be custom built, all of the above. And the correct answer is all of the above. These all are the characteristics of a software. Your next question is, compilers, editors, this kind of software falls under which type of software? System, application, scientific, none of the above. And the correct answer is system software, as it interacts with the operating system. Your next question is, software is defined as instructions, data structures, documents, or all of the above. And the answer is all of the above, as a standard software should have all these things. Your next question is, what are the signs that a software project is in the trouble? Software scope is poorly defined, deadlines are unrealistic, changes are managed poorly, or all of the above. And yes, the answer is all of the above. These all are the things which not done properly, then your software will be in trouble. The next question is, if you are working on a project and you are a project manager, your company wants to develop a project, you are involved in a planning team. So what will be your first step? Establish the objective and scope, determine the constraints, select the team, none of the above. And the answer is A, establish the objective and scope of the project as a first step in the planning. Your next question is, which coding element is generally omitted at the end of the line? Naming conventions, identifying, white spaces, operators. And the answer is white spaces, because after end of the line, any white space does not have any meaning, so they are omitted. Your next question is, the rules of writing if, then, else, case switch, while, until, or for flow statements are called as comments, functions, line length and wrapping, control structure. And the answer is control structure. A project can be characterized as, every project may not have a unique and distinct goal, it is a routine activity or day-to-day operations, does not come with a start and end time, none of the above. So the answer is none of the above, as project cannot be characterized by following things. Your next question is, matching the correct options. Requirement allocation, design, implementation and maintenance with the other parties, module development, integration, analysis, structure and behavior, performance tuning. And the correct answer is D, 1B, 2C, 3A and 4D. So your next question is, which is the correct option in terms of issues related to professional responsibility, confidentiality, intellectual property rights, both A and B, managing client relationships? And the answer is C, both A and B, because that will be a responsibility of any project professional. Your next question is, efficiency in a project or a software product does not include responsiveness, licensing, memory utilization, processing time. So the answer is licensing. It is not considered in efficiency, or a project is efficiency or not. The next question is, what is a software? A set of programs, documentation and configuration of data, both A and B, none of the above. And yes, you guessed it right, it is both A and B. Your next question is, which of these does not account for software failure? Increasing demand, low expectation, increasing supply, less reliable and expensive. So answer will be increasing supply. This will not be considered, or it will not be accountable in software failure. The next question is, what are the attributes of a good software? maintainability, functionality, development, both A and B. So A and B both are the attributes of a good software. A good software is maintainable as well as well functioned. The next question is, which of these software engineering activity are not a part of process? Dependence, development, validation, specification. And the answer is dependence. Development, validating and specifying the software is a part of software process, where dependence is not. The next question is, which of these two kinds of software products? CAD/CAM, firmware and embedded, generic and customized, basic and advanced. So the answer is generic and customized. Generally, the softwares are categorized as generic and customized. The next question is, RAD software process model stands for, or the full form of RAD is rapid application development, relative application development, rapid application design, recent application development. And the answer is rapid application development. Your next question is, what is the simplest model of software development paradigm? Spiral, Big Bang, V or waterfall? And yes, the simplest model of all is waterfall model. Your next question is, which model is also called as classic life cycle or the waterfall model? Iterative, linear sequential, RAD, incremental. And it is known as linear sequential development model as well. Question number 20 says, which of the following model is not suitable for accommodating any changes? So if we use this model, it will not be used for any changes. Build and fix, prototyping, RAD, waterfall. And the answer is waterfall model, because it is a linear sequential model. So if there are any changes, we cannot go back into previous stages. Your next question is, which of the following statement regarding build and fix model is wrong? No room for structure design, code soon becomes unfixable and unchangeable, maintenance is practically not possible, it scales up well to large product. So the answer is D, it scales up well to large projects. Build and fix model is simply you have to build it, and then if there are any changes, you can fix it into a limited portion. So for very large product, it will not be usable. The next question is, what is the major drawback of using RAD model? Highly specialized and skilled developer or designers are required, increases reusability of components, encourages customer or client feedback, both A and C. So the answer is both A and C. As RAD model is rapid application development, we will need specialized and skilled developer, as well as we will continuously have customer or client feedback. Your next question is full form of SDLC. And yes, it is very simple. The answer is software development life cycle, option number A. Your next question is, which model can be selected if user is involved in all phases of SDLC? Waterfall, prototyping, RAD, and last option is both B and C. So the correct answer is RAD model. If your user is active and involved in all the phases, that will be done in RAD model, because continuous evolution and continuous customer feedback is needed. The next question is, incremental model is result of combination of which two models? Build and fix and waterfall, linear and RAD, linear and prototyping, waterfall and RAD. So the answer is linear and prototyping, where we are moving in a one direction linearly, as well as we are giving prototype to customer or client, and he or she will give us the changes and feedback. Then after, a new increment or new version will be released. Your next question is, what is the major advantage of using incremental model? Customer can respond to each increment, easier to test and debug, used when there is a need to get a product in the market early, both B and C. Yes, it is very easy. The answer is both B and C. Your next question is, the spiral model was originally proposed by IBM, Barry Boehm, Pressman, Royce. If you have gone through the theory of spiral model very closely, you will get to know that spiral model is also known as Boehm's model. So the answer is Barry Boehm. So your next question is, the spiral model has two dimensional, namely which? diagonal and angular, radial and perpendicular, radial and angular, diagonal, perpendicular. So the answer is radial and angular, because spiral model works in a radial fashion, as well as from different angles we can have different SDLC life cycle models or stages. Your next question is, identify the disadvantage of spiral model. Doesn't work well for smaller project, high amount of risk analysis, strong approval and documentation control, additional functionality can be added at later date. So the answer is A, doesn't work well for smaller projects, because spiral model generally is used for complex and large projects. Your last question is, how is incremental model different from spiral model? So progress can be measured for incremental model, changing requirements can be accommodated, user can see the system early, there is no difference between these two. So the answer is A, progress can be measured. As it is incremental model, increments or versioning will be there in a project or software product, and we can see the progress from one version to another version. So here our 30 question of FSD part 1 is completed. Let me know your score in the comment section, so don't forget to write down your score in comment section. So this is it for today's session. I hope you like this video. Watch, like and share our videos with your friends, as it is a part of GTU mock test preparation. I would recommend you to share this with all the students of computer IT stream of your class. Subscribe Beat Oxygen Academy for more videos like this and other engineering videos of computer IT stream. If you are not yet subscribed, click the bell icon to get regular updates. You can also follow us on Instagram and Facebook. So link is given in the description box. I hope you have liked this video. Thank you very much.